Hello, happy Mother's Day. How are we doing, friends? How goes it? How we doing? Little Devil, hello, friend. What's up, Graham? Dino? Half an hour, hello. What's up, Artsy? Apocalypse, hello, friend. How we doing? What's up, Carrie? Hi, Mom. Is your mom here? What the hell? We're doing good, dude. We're doing good. I'm going to end a little bit early today because I have a kiddo that has an activity that he needs taken to. So I'll be doing that later. I'll probably end today. I'll probably end today closer to like 3 my time. So like a little over 2 hours. A little over 2 hours today. Yeah. Tell Mrs. Flash happy Mother's Day. I will. I will indeed. Yeah. Today she wanted to chill. She wanted to chill. She's catching up on work stuff. And then later she's going to go hang out with a friend later tonight. So more of a chill Mother's Day than last year. Lizard, thank you for the 29 months. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mother's Day. Correct. If your mother is in your life right now, you might want to send a message and remedy that. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of us have events to celebrate. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Demon, thank you for the 11-month prime. Thank you so much. You gave your mom bracelets you made? Oh, that's cool. All right, let's get Phas open. Some chill solos today. I'll probably let you guys vote on what maps we play. In a different state, but you called her. There you go. That's the best you can do. If you're far away, like, what are you supposed to do? Right? There's only so much. Only so much. Sean, that's probably been asked about a million times, but I will absolutely answer again because a lot of people are asking about opinions about the update. I think that most people agree that the update was pretty shit. Yeah. Playable for me. It hasn't crashed or done any of that stuff, and they're going to be fixing a lot of it, but the way they released it was pretty garbage. I think everybody agrees. I don't think many people disagree with that. What's up, Connie? How are you? Welcome. Oh, it's not Mother's Day in the UK? Gotcha. I mean, you could still tell your mother you love her. I mean, just saying. Spooky Beach, thank you for the 15 months, dude. All right, let's switch over to Phasmos. Your camera keeps disappearing. Oh, no. Someone on TikTok was shitting on the update. I commented and asked what they didn't like, and they had no comment back. I mean, it's totally fine to shit on it. Like, to shit on the update, it's way more beneficial to be like, this is why I don't like it. Blah. But just to say, I don't like it, and then like, oh, okay, well, what don't you like? How dare you question what I don't like? Have you seen it? Like, well, no, it's not a very difficult question to answer. It's pretty easy, actually. Kudo, thank you for the biddies. Yes. If anybody's celebrating Mother's Day today, if you are a mother yourself, happy Mother's Day. Say hi to your mother for me. Thanks for the Phasmo education videos. They're definitely helping with friends that got better at the game. Have more fun playing. That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. What's up, Callie? Me and the youngest awake, doing myself a bunch of stuff. I said fluff. Wait, what? The book is so far. Oh, yeah. The book is far away. The tier 1 thermo is far away. A lot of the stuff is being held very far away. Until they give us the update on Tuesday, it's hard to say. Like, we have a list of things that are going to get fixed, but are they fixed? Are they actually done? And is it in a manner which we're like, okay, that's way better. So I will hold some of my criticism. Well, I won't hold some of my criticism. I will wait patiently to see what they do, and we'll see what happens. Have you been able to get the Ouija and the monkey paw to work? I have. Yeah. It's been working fine for me. I'd like them to add more troubleshooters so it's done faster. Well, it's not a matter of adding troubleshooters. It's a matter of having other people that can help code the game and get it fixed. Yeah, I don't know how many people actually put their hands inside of that pot. I don't know. Yeah. Thought you had a mimic because it was slamming doors. You know what? There's another thing that I heard, which I don't know if there's truth to it or not. I heard some people saying they think that the line of sight is messed up with the ghost. I don't know if that's true or not. They're thinking that the line of sight speed up with the ghost is taking too long, so something might be screwed. I don't know if that's true or not. Gave your mother a gift, made her cry. Oh, let's go. That's what you want. Reserving some judgment until things have been fixed myself. Yeah. Yeah, we can judge what we have right now, and then whenever they fix stuff, we'll go from there. Our crucifix wasn't working in several games last night. If you're having issues, continue reporting them. If you continue reporting them, no matter what it is, if you're still having issues, report. Do it. Can you play in a previous version? It's not recommended. It is possible to do, and there's tutorials online if you go search for it. It's not recommended. I say that because if you screw up your save file, Phasmo's not going to help you because they told you not to do it. So I wouldn't suggest doing it. You absolutely can, though. That's totally up to you. Yeah. Rain, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you to the biddies. Appreciate you, Kudo. Thank you. Ghosts have been buggy like that on some new maps for me since this update too. Yeah. We'll see, man. I mean, you've seen my games. For the most part, the ghosts have been acting pretty much like themselves. I'm a little curious about the line of sight comment. I guess I just haven't paid attention to it that much. Or we've been playing on a lot of professional because I wouldn't been wanting to use the watch, so I haven't noticed as much. I don't know. Thank y'all for the hype train, friends. Thank you. But we'll go from there, man. We will see. What I am going to do today, though, is I'm going to let you guys actually choose where we're going. Now, this is only going to be on the Twitch side. There is no multi-voting system like this. I do have a way for every platform to vote, but it would only be very minimal voting. It would be like this map or that map, not you guys getting to choose between all the maps, which is a way better method, obviously. So we'll go ahead. We will start a poll. So if you are on the purple side, if you can come over and vote, if you're more than welcome to. 1 through 14, you guys vote once. Go ahead. Type in chat. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Griff, think of the 11 months, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Love the vids. Been helping me get better at the game. That is awesome. Awesome? I'm not too sure what other word I was trying to combine that with. That is awesome. Hell yeah. I'll give you guys like 60 seconds and then we'll go to the first map. And then we'll probably do that for the duration of the day. Verbs do be hard though. Yeah, this is true. It's a new word. Misunderstood. Thank you for the biddies. Yeah. Oz totally some. That's right. That is right. It is what it is. All right. What is winning? What is winning? Nels and Willow have the most votes right now. I'll give you guys a few more seconds. Solo games today. Yeah, we'll do some solo chill games. I'm only going to be live for probably like 2 hours today. A bit playing games for 2 hours today, a bit on the shorter side. So that way I can make sure that I'm done in time to get the kiddo to his activity. Yeah. Can't wait for the fixes. Me too. I think everybody's a little bit on edge about it because the update that is to give us all of the fixes is the same update that is to give us a brand new event, which could bring its own set of problem. I don't know. You don't want to think like that, but it's like, how tested was the Alan Wake stuff? So I don't know, man. We will see. All right, to Nels we go. It hath been decided. It's janky like the previous version. What's janky like the previous version? Yeah, I think it's okay to be worried. I think it's okay. Early access? No, I don't think so. I think it's releasing the same time for everybody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's going to come out. That it's going to come out on Tuesday at the same time for everybody. So we'll see. I won my mom a scuffed turtle plushie on my Music at the Parks trip with my choir. We had a sappy little moment before going back to affectionately insulting each other. We named him Turt Reynolds to match my giant blobfish, Blobbert Downey Jr. What the hell? Smiler, thank you for the 2-month Prime, dude. What the? Do you by chance know what we're getting with the update Tuesday? The only thing that I'm aware of is that list of fixes, and the list is going to get bigger. That's all I know. I don't have any more information. So we wait. Cosmic Cherry, thank you for the 15 months. All right, let's go to Nell's Diner. You know what? You know what? I'm not even using the watch that much. F it. Let's do Nightmare. F it. Call no bakey? I don't know, man. Will this go on YouTube? Well, I'm live on YouTube right now, so I think the odds are ever in your favor.
I've got a report that suggests a possible ghost sighting.
Did they say that it was going to get bugger? What? What now? Hey, Stewie, how are you? Am I going to level up more? I don't know yet. I'm very undecided about the whole prestige thing. Because there's no benefit to going past prestige 20, I don't know if I care enough. What flavor of coffee does that? Just a little bit of French Niller. A little bit of French Niller in there. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Duke? Welcome in, man. Thank y'all for the follows. All right. Tenels. We're doing some Nightmare. So no sanity watch for us. Now, the only thing, sorry, we have the timer still. The timer still exists, but I'm not able to tell what my sanity is based on the watch. That is gone. That do be gone, though. So let's go. Yeah, there's 4,000 prestiges, not 20 anymore. The reason for that is because they basically wanted to make it unlimited. The timer's about useless. It's not useless. It's just not something that I use very often. I would love it to be an actual stopwatch. The reason I don't use it very often is because I have actual buttons on my Stream Deck that are stopwatches. How do you check your watch? I couldn't find the keybind control. If you're using a mouse, hold right click. If you're using Xbox, hold A. If you're using PlayStation, hold X. And you need to make sure you have no flashlight in your hand. Basically nothing in your hands. Yeah. All right, Ghosty, where you at? Where you at, Brad? What are your thoughts on the game The Other Side? I first saw that, started posting. Oh no, it's okay, Mayor. Honestly, it's just a game that didn't stick with me. The gameplay wasn't for me. I know some people are picking it back up right now because they're like protesting Phas, which that's totally fine. Oh, they said it like 5 times. Oh yeah, don't spam. Yeah, don't do that. That's stupid. But I can give my take on it either way. I think it was fine. We played it. It was good. It just didn't hold my attention. That's all. It just didn't hold my attention. Some people are protesting Phas right now, so they're moving over to The Other Side and playing a lot of it, which that's cool. That's awesome. It's just not for me. Not for me. What other horror games have I played? I have a whole playlist on YouTube of different games that I've played. Whether they're horror related, not horror related, you name it. All right, well. Oh, of course it's over by the bathroom. Ay, caramba. Check it out, you should. I would absolutely suggest checking it out. Yeah, because then you can judge it yourself. I would for sure check it out. Yeah. Totox, thank you for the 3 months. You stupid son of a... All right, is it here or is it in the hallway? What's up, Rain? How are you? Ah, you're there. Okay. Okay. Why is Phas getting protested? Because the latest update that they put out was really awful. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a game breaker for me. The game is still playable. It's just the update itself was not very good. So a lot of people are protesting. I will. Thank you, Rain. I absolutely will. Yeah. Bathroom ghost, that stinks. Okay. The drops that I'm doing are the same drops that everyone's been doing, and it's been going on for the past few days, and it's only lasting till tomorrow. It's the High Priestess shirt cosmetic, which is literally that right there. Yep. Oh, I know, Hawk, and I understand that. It's just, I'm not going to be able to catch everything. And if something's getting posted over and over and over and over again, then a mod might catch that and be like, hey, we shouldn't be trying to spam. Because if everybody did that, then it would be chaos. The plans for today are chill. She wants to rely, like she has a lot of work that she's catching up on, and then she's going to go hang out with a friend later tonight. Another mother. So that is the plan. Yeah, last Mother's Day was a little bit different. Yeah. How do you get the ID card you're using? You can't. It's the astronomer card that came with the Galaxy Showcase. And the Galaxy Showcase was a one-time of, well, it happens once a year. Most games get crappy updates. Like, haven't gamers understood that by now? Yeah, but I don't think that's a good excuse. Saying like, hey, well, all games get shit updates, so, you know, we should be used to that. I don't think that all games get shit updates. I think some updates are like, hey, I don't know how I feel about this, which is totally fine. But this one was like, hey, we either didn't test it very much, or we knew that it was like this and we had to release it. We had no choice. We have writing. So it is what it is. The drop today is the same drop. Yep, they're not. It's very unlikely that they are going to do a drop and then literally back to back do a different drop. It's the same one. It's the same. Hi, Neon. How are you, friend? Happy Mother's Day. Give me this guy. Give me that guy. Give me this guy. I am going to take one of these. Thank you. There's two different people. There are those that don't like the update because it's a buggy mess, and then there's those that just don't like change. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Bomber. That's a very, very solid point. There are people that are going to hate it because they don't want things to change. It's like Tanglewood. People didn't want Tanglewood to change because they don't like change. I think the new Tanglewood is so much better. But people are like, oh, I like my old Tanglewood the way that it was for 5 years. No. It needed to change. Bro, how many sinks have you pooped in? Please. Stop. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Do you be ugly? Stippies? Where's my UV? There it is. Aha! There we go. We have writing and we have ultraviolet. Demon Myling Obambo Polty. Uh-oh. Now we run. Now we run. Fairy Jester, thank you so much for the 13 months. Neon, thank you for the biddies. Thank you. Changes are most of the time a gamble. Because some will like it and some will hate it. Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, the comment about people not liking change is a really important thing to think about, because there's a lot of people that don't, I don't know, like in one way they understand that, hey, this is an asset map, not Nell's, other maps, that has to eventually go. But then they're like, well, I don't understand why they have to get rid of it. Why can't they just add a new map instead of removing this one? It's like they literally have to remove this to have all of their own assets in the game. Yeah, but why can't they just add a new one instead of taking that one away? That doesn't solve the problem. Yeah, but I want it my way. So it is what it is, man. Can't please everybody, but this last update did not please very many people at all. Do you like the new Bleasdale? Absolutely. New Bleasdale's great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you for the follows, friends. Hello, hello. Run in, run in, and run in, run in. Let's put this down there. Turn that off. I've got a photo camera. Take a picture of the boopy. We can take a picture of this. It'll do something and make the EMF go off. Hey, did you touch any doors by chance? No nor? No nor? No no nor? No no nor. You miss the old Grafton a lot? They just need to make the Grafton right now just brighter. It's really dark. That's it for me. What up, Stray? Well, that doesn't make sense. Your hand showed up before. Oh, okay. Can I get? Nice. Fingy, writing, dirty water. I'm not going to get any footies right now. And that's okay. That's okay. People are just mad about the character changes, or what else? Oh, everything. everything. Which again, a lot of it's going to be changed, but the character customization is not really character customization. The animations that happen with the character slow down the gameplay a lot, and that's pretty annoying. So if you need to get something out, you have to wait for it to rotate around and hope that you have the right thing instead of it being instant, which they're going to fix. It was released like this. So when you crouch and come back up, you see how stuttery that is. And my headgear keeps flying off my head. So that's getting fixed. But again, it was released in a state. It was released like this, and it should not have been released like this. What did you get your wife for Mother's Day? Got her flowers and chocolates. Hey, Fireheart, how are you? Hey, Lodge, good to see you. Any new map reworks? They're working on them. They're getting there. Tell you what, there's no way this is a demon, right? It's getting updated when? Tuesday. Tuesday, whenever the Alan Wake stuff happens, that's going to happen at the same time. Giving Pulte? What the hell has this ghost done that says this is a Pulte? Please, do tell me. It has yet to throw a single object. Hi, Break. But it's crapped in every sink, known to man. At least they're trying new things. Yeah, but if you're going to try something new, man, you better deliver when you have a game that is as large as it is. Yeah. It could be a lazy demon. This is true. I will summon it. Aww. At least it isn't a shade. I don't know. I don't know if I want a shade right now or not. Maybe. It's certainly acting like one. Did I just take the cruci away and make you hunt? Is this the game we're going to play today, Hotshot? Actually, wait. Okay, no summoning circle. My hands are bent back in VR. Hold things crooked. I want the VR belt. Oh, but the VR belt back. Oh, yeah. We had a player in VR the other day, and it was pretty damn funny. It was pretty funny. No, new music box. Hey, Indigenous, how are you? Oh no, is it the cards? Or is it Franklin? Ah, we got Frank. Well, that explains it, Lucy. Have a feeling you're gonna have to let it hunt. I'm not gonna have a choice. It's not doing anything. I'll tell you, that is something I've been feeling a lot recently. Ghosties that feel like they're doing nothing. I understand that the light is on, so it's not going to be as active, but damn, dude. Damn, dude. VR players get shrunk down to midget tiny size. I know, but he didn't get shrunk down to midget tiny size. Kinetic isn't as small as it was a year and a half ago, so excuses why the updates are bugs that it just bugged me. Yeah, I mean, it is a company that is not 5 people. It is a company that is like 30 or 40 people. Right. So what happened? I mean, well, we saw the response from CJ, so that tells you somewhat what happened. Kind of. All right, put that there. Oh my God. Oh, now you want to do it, you piece of crap? I hope your pillow's warm, jerk. I'm gonna go get another smudge. Missed it. What did he say? Oh, there's a comment. I don't know where it is. It was deleted at some point, but he made a comment responding to somebody about it. Yeah, it was not a good response. Was not very good at all. Hey, what's up, Regal? Gotta head out a little? Yeah, you're good. No worries. No worries. But now the ghosty wants to decide to be active on us like a butthole. Actually, you know what? We'll drop this and give me this. You screamed out loud? Oh, well, don't do that. How do you get good at playing fast solo? Play fast solo. The more you play, the better you get. Am I going to do an Alan Wake live stream? I would almost guarantee it. Yeah. For sure. I think my plan is to do it on Tuesday morning. Put that there. Why does the computer sound like a refrigerator? I'm also snapping to it. You see this? Oh. Smiling. What the hell? Look at that. Did you see how long it took to speed up with line of sight? I don't even know if it actually did. But it was super quiet though. Super quiet. Yeah, I was convinced he saw me. Man, I was gonna play like perfect games today, but if the ghosts are gonna be like that, I don't think so. Get our ghosties, get our objectives. Per the usual. Yeah. Oh, Jayla. Oh, trust friend. I already talked to her about it. I was like, I could cancel today. I could hang out today. But she was like, she's going to work on stuff. Yeah. She's like, what are we going to do? Stare at each other? I was like, I don't know. Good if you want to. Line of sight speed up has been janky lately. I mean, you saw it come down the hallway. It did not feel like it was as fast as it should have been. Let's see if it's a Myling. I think it is. It's like, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you all for the follows, friends. I appreciate you. Welcome in. It was definitely regular speed without line of sight, so I knew it wasn't like an Obambo. It's not throwing anything, not a Polting, it's not hunting early. So we almost knew it was a Myling anyway, but I still wanted to hear it. So no footsteps, but I could hear objects being thrown. I could hear doors being touched. Yeah, line of sight speed. I think that they got something right about that. Like the speed up not being correct. Something's wrong. That would explain some things if line of sight is broken, which sucks because if you're trying to test if the ghost has line of sight speed up, how long do you have to have it watch you to make that happen, you know? So that's a little unfortunato. All right. Well, let's go again, friends. 1 through 14, type in chat. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Your vote counts once. Always remember. Hopefully get fixed. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it was brought up. It was brought up. So I don't know if it's been addressed or not. So we'll see. Sorry, I'm reading things. Okay. Just staying up to date. Staying up to date. Wishing all the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day. Absolutely. Hopefully they fix the locker in Willow. Oh, you mean in Edgefield? You mean in Edgefield, right? I'm hoping the Jinn line of sight. Ooh, that would be interesting to get like a Jinn. My guess is that would be normal because it's not like a gradual line of sight speed up. It's instant. Willer Streets. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Edgefield. Yeah, Edgefield's kind of screwed right now. Just a little bit. Uris are broken. Yep, that's going to get fixed. That'll be fixed on Tuesday. We hope. Moonshine, thank you for the 7 months. Have we visited Lilith lately? Not that long ago. I don't think I did. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I did. I think so. One thing that's frustrating me on the update is how things turn off if you set them down. Yeah. Another thing that just, there's almost no way that it wasn't known. I think, I don't know. It's always, all we're doing is speculating the entire time, right? Because we don't know for sure. That it was like, okay, we know all this stuff is here, but we have to release this now. We have to. Rather than having Alan Wake be planned a week back further so they could fix all this stuff and then release it to the public. But it's, I mean, there's nothing we can do now, right? Can't go back. Struggling to hear any ghost audio since the update. It seems to have gone super quiet. Mine's been okay. I think so. I haven't noticed any sound problems. Thermo turns off, but you can still get a photo for freezing temps. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, then, yeah, that's not right. Let's go to Willow. Let's go. Might be cosmetic. I did get a freezing temp picture when it looked like the thermo was off. Yeah. Spawned on top of a firelight twice. Yikes. Yikes. Community is speculating a lot about why the update was released in such a state. Have the devs not made an official statement yet? No. And they're not going to make one until tomorrow at least. Yeah. You hate that you can dual wield? I don't mind that you can dual wield. That part doesn't bother me. The ability to have two things like this, it's not as intrusive. Like, it's not in the way as much for me. Like, this isn't that bad. Yes, the hand looks a little goofy, but beyond that though, no, that doesn't bother me. My attention's in the middle. My attention is not to the far left of my screen. If I want to look to the far left of my screen, I'm going to look to the far left of my screen. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Got you. Got you. Got you. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit weird now because now when you're cycling through, your third item is your flashlight that's always there unless you throw it down, but you can only throw it down when you have nothing in your right hand. That kind of stuff is a little weird. That's a little weird. Can't revert this update though if they wanted to. No, I don't think so because the whole point of releasing it now is I imagine it has something to do with the Alan Wake update. There must be gross. There must be a reason that they had to release this before it. So I'm sure the character customization has something to do with the Alan Wake update. I think I just heard it in the basement. I think. It feels a little overstimulating, but it's a good thing. I don't carry flashlights anymore anyway. Oh, there you go. And I thought so. Ghosties over here. Yep. Yep, I just heard it shut off on me too. This. It is throwing a bunch. Tis throwing a bunch. Just in case. Basement dweller. That's pretty common. All right. If we come back and everything is literally everywhere, well then we're pretty sure we know what's up. I wish they would make it where you could run more than 5 steps. That's been the same. The stamina is fine. Stamina doesn't bother me. It's not that. It's the delay with all the items. That's the part that's really bugging a lot of people. Lumandra, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Dark Wolf, how are you? What's up, Halogen? Good to see you, friend. A lot of extra customization with specific cosmetics that for Alan Wake. Maybe even getting to make a character that looks like him. At least that's my guess. Right, and that's all we can do is guess. Until we get the update on Tuesday and we say, oh, okay, that's why. The best we can do is just assume for now. The delay is messing a lot of people up. Yeah, I've seen a lot of posts of people trying to get a picture, trying to switch their items to get something when something's happening really fast, and you just can't do that. So if we're given such a small amount of time to be able to capture something, we need to be able to quickly switch, which again, they're removing the animations. So, oh, you hooker. What? It's out here? Gives you a nice real life immersive experience. What? Okay. Look. That's gone. Nope, I didn't want to record that anyway. Orbs writing. Mayor Evie Thay. This might be a Thay. It might be a Thay. This thing is really active. And now it's 3 degrees out here. Already changed rooms? What's up, Divine? Old Pop, thank you for the 3 months, dude. Appreciate you. Peanut Brittle, thank you for the 7 months. Hello. I was almost, you know what I was going to play today possibly, but I decided that, well, I just don't have time for it, is I was going to play that mixtape game. I really want to play it. But apparently it's like 3 hours to complete it, so it'll have to be a different stream. Look at the delay as a challenge. Oh, there you go. You COVID free now? I think so. Yeah, that's the word on the street, or so they say. I still think you're a Thay. What do we need objective-wise? I need 3 photos, sounds. Oh, great. Great. 10 out of 10 recommend. I heard that game's pretty awesome. I heard it's pretty great. Mixtape's a great game. Not too much gameplay per se, but the story is great. Okay. I mean, come on. It's like right on my jam. It's like a 90s homage, right? All right, let's put this down. Who donated to St. Jude? Nocturnal, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. Thank you, Fran. Turn this off so we can check for mayor, possibly. All right, photo. Finished it last night. Absolute vibe. Heck yeah. Ghosty. Ghosty. Learned a lot from the streams and the vids. Welcome in, Webs. Try to get sounds too. Catching up on the VODs. That Zort, dude, Zort is absolute insanity. Craziness. Gonna listen while you drive. You better not be looking. Ghosty, hello. How the Ghosties treating you today? They're, honestly, like early game of the hunts, the ghosts have been really boring. Like not doing a lot. I know that the ghost is in this room and the lights are on, but like, do you really, like, do you just have to sit there with the lights off the whole time now? Look, oh, look, I turned the lights off. There's a sound. Oh, the VR guy? Oh my God, that was so funny. Ghosty be tripping? No, Ghosty be boring. Yeah, man. Are there things that you're planning on doing, hitting St. Jude milestones? Yeah, we have a couple that are set right now, but like, I just, because of the sickness that ruined it for me, I haven't had the opportunity to fill the room with balloons. I was going to do it every so often for milestones where when we hit it, I pop a balloon and it says I have to do something. So I'm hoping to still do that, maybe for like the last like 2 weeks. You like the goofy, you know, I think I was listening to Wolfen. It might have been Wolfen that said it. That you have to find the stuff that you can enjoy from it. If you still want to play it. Have I seen other, I've played Other Side. Yep. I have videos of me playing Other Side. Yep. As a follower, I hope all the balloons are the bad. So you son of a. Look at this. I'm assuming it's still here. Is that the orb? No. No? Did it move? Did you move, you sick son of a bitch? I still see my breath. Yeah, it's literally still here. It's just doing nothing. Oh, cool. Now we want to throw stuff, you butthole. You know, one thing they really need to change that I'm pretty sure doesn't work right now is your equipment should be able to work on your belt. Is the Other Side as good as the devs make it look? I think that's a you question. As in, like, you need to play it so you can test it for yourself. For me personally, like, it was fine. It's just the gameplay didn't hook me. We played it a couple times and I was like, all right, I'm good. You know. What's up, Denzel? What ghost have I explored so far? Well, I don't know what this one is, but it sucks, whatever it is. I want to get the objectives, but it's really hard to do when the ghost is doing literally nothing. Ay, caramba, dude. That's why I asked you. Well, like I said, for me, that game, it's good. It's another one of those ghost hunting games for me where it's like we play it a couple times and like, all right, I'm good. It's not one that pulled me in to where I felt, oh, that's right, I have cards, damn it. Where it pulled me in where I felt like, ooh, I need to keep playing this over and over and over again. It just didn't work that way for me. All right, let's go get stuff. This ghost really sucks. What's up, Plague? But if you haven't played it and you like playing other ghost investigation games, I would really suggest giving it a try. Gonna pull cards? I have to. I have to. The ghost isn't doing anything. I got no choice. Give me this. Oh, the new update's extremely buggy. Oh, yeah. Very, very much so. All right, we'll put that guy there. Do this. It's missing the ghost being unique, that the investigation side of it. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I would agree with you on that one for sure. The ghost not being something that you can it's not as easy to do because you need to learn a lot, but the ghost not being so unique, it feels like you're just on the run the whole time. Yeah. I hate how zoomed out you are in the new update. We're more zoomed in. There are certain items that are further away from you, but you're actually like, I'm FOV 80. I'm normally FOV 90. I'm normally further back. So technically I'm closer. All right. Well, here goes nothing. Full card. It doesn't show the full card though. Three. Okay. Trying to step outside. That's 3 full cards in a row. Oh, cool. Here's the naked guy. Look. There's an issue. Did you see me grabbing the camera coming up? How far away that was? Or how long that took? That's a problem. But again, they're fixing it. And now I don't have light in here because the ghost is an asshole. You can't say wiener. He's literally missing it. Literally is missing it. Tower card, useless. I can't see my shit. Hi. Nice. Here, look, can I light this real fast? You want to blow that out while you're still here? You in the mood? Eh? Well, I got 2 sounds, and I got 3. No, that's okay. Maybe we'll get below 25 sanity. That'll be fine. Let's try. Bro, the exact same event. It's literally identical. You know what? No, here, take my sanity. Take it. I don't want it anymore. We're still not low enough. That ghost model scares you? It used to look scarier, in my opinion. The way that the lighting used to be for that, I don't know, for the game with that ghost, it used to look scarier. It doesn't look as scary as it used to. I got stuck. Okay, still not low enough. Groovy. People are upset with me because I was voicing my opinions, complaints. That's probably because everyone's doing it. People are upset with you because you were complaining? No, you don't get TV. People were upset with you because you were complaining or because of how you were? Okay. Moon card, please. And it's hunting. Sounds like a Revenante. sanity is still not low enough. What the hell? Smoky Bones, thank you for the 3 months. The deck is not useless. I don't know. I still kind of think it is. Still kind of think it is. Realized you couldn't read my message. I went to Twitch. I've got to get Twitch and make an account. This just shows how they came. Oh, I appreciate it. Well, what message were you trying to send? Had issues where the ghost flickers the lights, but they remain in the state of flickering until they're broken. That's because you have a Raiju. Yeah, there's a bug that they're going to fix. It's because it's a Raiju. Well, now all I can do to drain my sanity is sit in the dark. So here we are. Make sure the light switch is off just in case something's being stupid. Ghost is a naked neighbor. Well, I'm entering his house, to be fair. To be fair. Thank you guys for the follows. Appreciate you. Is the lighting actually legit? I hope to see it. Oh yeah, the Raiju thing, they've acknowledged it. Because in the patch notes that are coming for Tuesday, they've said that the lights flickering outside of an event or a hunt is a bug that's happening with the Raiju. Is it just me or is the heartbeat louder? We think that it's louder for every ghost. So I don't know what they did to make that happen. It's literally been louder for every ghost. Been playing Dredge. It's a calming game. Oh, nice. The purple effect means it's a full card. Correct. Yeah. Right now, I don't know why there's something busted with the tarot cards where it doesn't actually show the full card. We just know that it's a full card because of the purple glow. Oh my god, dude. Don't you do it. Hey. Hey. No, the ghost can't see through these doors. Nope, not at all. What a turd. Oh my god, please. I'll mark the Revy so we don't forget. Come on. What's that little lightning sound effect? Sounds a bit different from lightning that keeps happening in the background. I think you're talking about the electronics. It's either my headgear or this. Yeah, it's one of those two for sure. Brenda, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. Thank you so much. The timing of the natural hunt, that moment confused you. Ah, got you. I have no more tarot cards. Oh, there we go. Holy smokes, get me out of here. Good grief. You have to, the tier, like holding your sanity though, but I'm not within range of that. I'm so far away from it. Yeah. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. We're just worried about objectives and ghosty, which we got. That's what matters. Got your High Priestess shirt. Nice. Nice. Hi, Karumbo. What's up, DJ? I'm unsure of the Alan Wake updates as to what it is. Not sure what I get. Well, getting the reference, that's probably just understanding what Alan Wake is and what that world is. So it's probably a good idea before Tuesday to look up a real quick recap of what Alan Wake 1 was about and Alan Wake 2. And then that way, whenever they do have the update for the event, there's a little better understanding of, this is why they added this to the game. Or, this is why they added this. So that's my plan. I never had the chance to play them. So that's what I'm going to do. Every time you cross off a piece of evidence, game crashes, report it to Phaz. Report it to the Discord server or their website, whatever. Yeah. I actually started playing Alan Wake because of the update. It's really cool. It's been out for such a long time and I've wanted to play. I just never got around to it. Never got around to it. All right. Let us vote again, friends. You may vote once, 1 through 14. You choose where I go. You choose. Hoping to refine the animations a bit more by the time. I sure as hell hope so. But again, I think the thing that really worries me is that they've had to focus so hard on trying to fix all these things rather than being able to focus on the Alan Wake update that's coming. So I just hope and pray. Hey, Sam, I hope and pray that was done and ready to rock before anything else. So that way it's not like they have to go in and also fix a whole bunch of that stuff, because that would really drive some nails into the coffin, I think, for a lot of people. Because I mean, shit, as of right now, if I go to the store page, yeah, it's 51% of the latest reviews for the game are positive. 51%. No, that's not good. That ain't good. Sam, thank you for the biddies. Not good. It's mixed reviews. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen with this game. It just shows you what people think about this update. So it's not like there was no review bomb I can recall whenever like Tanglewood got replaced, or when the other maps are happening, or when they were removed behind the door hiding and stuff. But this one hit hard. If they need to delay Alan Wake update for a week or two, wouldn't mind. I don't think they're going to. They're not going to do that. I think that's why this is happening like it is, because they have a contract probably with the Alan Wake IP and they have to release it at a certain time. Probably. Where did the voice that says welcome back go? That's going to be fixed on Tuesday. Yeah, it's coming back. It was in the patch notes. Yeah. Hey, J-Man, hope you have a good birthday, dude. What are the most common complaints in the reviews? Well, let's see. Somebody played it for 4 hours and said fun with a nice big thumbs up, so that's cool. Unreal that they released an update in this state. Broken character models, buggy items, completely busted ghost behaviors. Don't play the game. I've been playing this for years and played for 50 minutes after hearing how bad the latest update was. All I can say is what everyone else is saying, which is it's terrible. So these are some of the latest reviews. Yeah. If that gives you an idea. For sure. All right, where are we going? Camp Woodwind. Okay. We'll go to Camp Woodwind after I do ads. I have ads coming up, so we're going to go and run them. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. If you guys are not subbed and you don't have turbo, well, I wait in the lobby for you, so that way you don't miss anything. So I'm going to run them really fast, and when they're done, we'll be right back. BRB. Definitely don't like how delayed using the items is. That's one of the biggest complaints that is probably extraordinarily justifiable. Yeah, everything being slowed down because of the animations. Everyone's like, dude, give us custom characters. Why the animations? Why do we need this? And I like the idea of the animations. Some of the animations are cool. It just takes too long. Yeah. So, like I said, man, you've been seeing me play. It's playable to me. There's just times where I'm really not going for perfect games because I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with that. But getting the ghost and doing the objectives, I can still do all that jazz and it's fine. PSU, thank you for the 25 months. My friend and I were playing last night and had terrible luck on Woodwind in particular. Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know before I go to Camp Woodwind. Thanks. Hi, Peggy. I appreciate that you wait. I don't get the ads anymore, but when I couldn't, I hated not knowing. I know, and not everybody can do that. It's understandable. Every stream is different. Not everybody can stop for ads. It's just if you can and someone does, that's awesome. If not, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. How do you check the progress for the drops? Either next in chat, you should be able to check, like next to the channel point stuff, I think, or you can just go to twitch.tv/drops because they've recently changed it to make it easier to see what's different. I believe. Need to speed up the animations by half a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can still have group shenanigans. This is true. This is very true. Kazardoon, thank you for the 31 months. Thank you so much. You have an option to turn it off? I think most people want that right now. Yep. You had 10 games in a row not finding the bone. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll see if I can find it. Much as I like it, I have had major frame rate issues. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been crashing. I mean, that's probably bigger than anything. Even getting an update that's buggy or messed up or whatever is one thing. Literally not being able to play because the game keeps crashing. What are you supposed to do? Per the words of what CJ posted for somebody, like, hey, you might even enjoy the jank or might not even notice it anymore. No, they can't notice jank if their game doesn't load because they crash. Did I make a video on Grafton? What do you mean? Got to play a bit of the update last night with my friend. I don't hate most of it. I do hate the time it takes to flip through the inventory, though. That sucks. I would agree, Lane. Yeah, there's stuff about it where I'm like, hey, I like that idea of that. That's cool. Some of the, like I said, some of the animations, I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like that. But it changing the gameplay entirely, not in a good way. It's like, okay, that's not good. Does it look blurry to anyone else? The dots look really bad. Oh, not for me. No, it's been okay. Updated Grafton, I meant. Oh yeah. If you go search my channel, you'll find. Yeah, I've posted a lot of videos about the new Grafton, for sure. All right, ads are done. We are back. Updating it. Oh, everyone's very well aware. But yeah, I don't think I've heard a single person go, no, I love it. People know. Yeah, it's just extremely unfortunate that they have waited until like tomorrow or Tuesday to say anything about it publicly, which I think is a misstep. Because if anything, we've discussed this, I don't know how many times in the past, communication is key. Communication is huge. Communicating with the public and the community and letting everybody know, you are such a liar, Camo Kitty. Letting the community know things that are going on is extremely important. So not doing that, a little weird to me. Been watching you recently and love the vids. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Adler. Yeah, love the idea. Yeah. For sure. What's up, Lord? All right, let's go to Camp Hoodwind. Someone said that they were having trouble finding the bone. Let's see if we can find it.
We've arrived.
I refuse to play it. I love it that much. Love the vids. Thanks, Minnie. Thank you. Am I late? Just a little. We've only played a few games. You're good. You're good. All right, Edward Myers. Edward Myers. No Banshee, no Diane, because we have a male ghost. Watch this and see if we get any lucky orbs. Probably not. Probably not. Love the idea. I hate the execution. Yeah. Agreed. I tried my best. I try my best to look at it on the bright side. Like, try to find the good about things. Whether it's finding the funny about some of the jank or just laughing it over, whatever it may be, and just moving on. Most people do not like the update. I've not seen the list of fixes. But I have to be fair to them that you can't just be like, but they're going to fix it on Tuesday. Oh, well, that makes it all better. No, they still released it like they did, which is very not promising for the future for a lot of people. And I understand. Yeah. I'm glad they're fixing it. I really am. Try to find peace and humor and chaos. There you go. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. Yeah, death animation, awesome. Great. Love it. I turned the immersive animation thing on because it's the only thing that it affects from my experience. Death animation's cool. Hanged Man animation is freaking great. The Hanged Man animation is super freaking cool. PSU, thank you for the $50 dono to St. Jude. Thank you so much, friend. All right, let's go find this ghosty. I'm actually going to go with the photo camera. Let's try this. I just got Phaz. How do I make it fun? How do you make it fun? Play it? I mean, I would hope that you wouldn't need someone to explain how to make a game fun. Why is the EMF tier 3 so small? Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that gets fixed. It's just the perception thing. I don't know. Just the way they have us looking. Of course, I dropped my EMF when this little bastard throws something. What mode is this? It's Nightmare. Oh, yeah. Tier 1 spirit box as well. Oh, you're right. 100%. Were you throwing bowling pins? I think it's here. Oh, boo. That's unfortunate. Oh, let me go find the bone. Someone said that they were having trouble finding the bone. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe it's out in the open somewhere. Hey, Silverco, welcome in. Good to see you. Makes you think of a kid's walkie-talkie. Yeah, that kind of stuff makes me think, oh, it's Frank. Makes me think of like a cereal box toy. Someone said they were struggling hard finding the bone. It's going to be really funny if I can't find it, because then there's going to be a lot of questions to be had. Oh, okay. You know what? I ain't seen it so far. Flash, that's my name. How do you know when you found the ghost room? Typically, the temperature will be lower in the ghost room because the ghost is hanging out there more. Gotta be honest, friends. I didn't see the bone. Anonymous, thank you for the donation to St. Jude. Thank you, thank you. Hope to get APOC 3. Well, how the hell did I do that? Oh, yeah, the campfire works. Oh, yeah, the ghost can light the campfire. Oh, yeah. All right, let's put that there. Did they fix the barrels? No. Absolutely not. Gosh. Dang it. Gamer fam. We were having a fartless stream, and then you had to show up. The barrels are broken. They're a little, yeah, a little bit. Everything was just fine and dandy. Love you too. What's wrong with the barrels? There's an issue right now when those barrels are here that you can basically just dodge the ghost anytime you want. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine going an entire stream without fats. I know. It's a dream, you know? What are the drops for this year? Well, they don't typically do just one drop a year. Hey, it's not a mare. But the drop as of right now is a High Priestess shirt. It is literally this. Oh, you're good, Lord. No worries. You're good. Oh, hey, how are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Let's hurry up. Let's hurry up and go get the UV. Let's hurry up. Checking the small area beside the summoning circle. I had it spawn there 3 times. Oh, okay. I'll give it a look-see here in a minute. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Ah, no. I wanted UV. That's what I wanted. There we go. Missed the video. Have you tried the tier 1 thermo since the update? I did. Yeah, I did. It was literally part of the thumbnail that I made. Yep. I certainly did. Oh my God, game. Stop. Right. I'd say no to the UV. I think it's still out here. Yeah. Where are you? Are you near? See if I find it. Yeah, it should be the latest video I posted. Should be. All right, I'm gonna put this guy here. And then we're gonna take this guy and put this one there. Oh, goes fat. Give me the camera, give me this. You've had it spawn next to the summoning circle a few times, eh? I don't see it. Is it in the cornhole? Definitely had that happen before. Negative on the cornhole. I don't know where it is. What about when it switches rooms? Motion sensors can be really helpful with that for sure. Motion sensors definitely can be useful. That was a little sus. Is this twins? EMF spirit box freezing. EMF spirit box and freezing. Hey Jess, thank you for the prime. Alias, thank you so much for the 29 months. Okay, but I'm not getting spirit box. Do I even have an EMF in here? Oh my god. Another bugged bone? I don't know. It's just funny that someone said that they were having a lot of trouble finding the bone. I do have an EMF in there. God dang it. Someone's having trouble finding it. I'm literally having trouble finding it. Like maybe it's over here. Maybe it's like in the bushes. Shut up. Again. That's where the fart started. I think it just knocked on that tub right there. Definitely no UV. No freezing. Let's go get another motion sensor. What the hell? Was that a skull in the bushes? Oh, I'll double check. I didn't think I saw a skull. It could be though. I could have missed it. Oh my god. Okay. No, I don't think so. Oh, I looked in the stalls. What are you doing over there? It's going to be somewhere stupid. It's going to be somewhere really, really dumb. He wants to help. Does he, though? Where are you?
Taking a wee.
Don't taking a wee my ass. Listen here, bruh. Where are you even? You invisible son of a bitch. Look, he's right there. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking it's twins, but I don't even know. Slendy took the bone? That bastard. I really want to find it now. Turn on another light. Wasn't there EMF 5? I didn't think so. Was there? It's going to be in some weird... Found it. Alright, so I didn't go back in this tent far enough. Leave me alone. Hey, make sure you check the blue tent. That might have been it. Bone chilling? Bone daddy? I beg your pardon. Give me this. Do I have any more room? I do. I don't know what to do about this ghost. I've got spirit box. Yes, I do. Just a casual spine. Yeah, just very casual. He found the bone. Kill him. Now I have EMF 5. Now I have EMF 5. And I think it just literally stopped. Yeah. Now we have it. EMF 5, spirit box. I am leaning twins here. The way that it knocked on this and then did that back to back has me really thinking it's twins. Let's put that there. Sephiroth, thank you for the dono to St. Jude. Thank you so much, friend. Just be glad I don't get the Mad Mango Man. I don't know. He might be a Mad Mango Man. He could be. The flashlight on top of the book is kind of blinding. It's the headlamp. Whenever you have your headlamp on, that's what's blinding. Because there's a light already on it. And when your headlamp is on, it's now the journal is in the space rather than just popping up on the screen. So, oh, are you done, Burnett? Did they fix the death? No, no, they're not really the death barrels anymore. They're the barrels of life. The barrels of life. You will see when Ghosty starts to hunt. It is barrel of life. Oh, I need a photo of you, you stinky. Wait, do I even have space? Oh, I do. Where's the camerato, Mr. Roboto? What'd I do with it? Damn it. Did I put it over here? Ah, there it is. We'll give it a whirl. We will try. Thank you for the follows, friends. Welcome. Well, don't mind if I do, stinky pants. Well, that makes it easy. Oh, so because I'm your favorite Phasmo YouTuber, you think I should just give someone a shout out because they asked for it? It's really weird. It's just weird. Don't do that. It's weird. It does nothing for you. It's of no benefit to you. See what you did? Look, you did this. This is your fault. Are the check marks yellow? They are, because the journal is in this space now. So the lighting makes it look yellow instead of red. Yeah. All right, well, we'll see what happens. It might murder our faces. It might not. Spicy ghost, a little spicy. Just a little bit. I thought the twins would have double the chance of starting a hunt during a twin interaction. That I've never heard of. Do I like the new UI more than the old one? With the journal? No. No. I understand what they're trying to do with it to make it more immersive, but no, it feels worse. The journal's too far away from your face. You now have to wait for the journal to come up instead of it being available. If my headlamp is on, this is what it looks like. Yeah, no. I want less immersion. Just have the journal pop up the way that it did. Have the hands instantly on the journal. Just boop. Yeah. Hi, Phoenix. Camp Woodwin's your least favorite? For me, high school. High school's my least favorite. Okay. I guess the ghost is done. Oh, okay. Hey, Trey. Thank you, friend. Slow twin. So stupid. The life barrels are glitchy AF. Correct, they are. How's it not? Oh no, it is hunting me. And if I stopped scooching back and forth, then the ghost would have got me. But because I was scooching back and forth, the ghost couldn't get me. It is a bug that has been in here for I don't know how long. But the devs are okay with it because it's not a god spot. You can still get got by the ghost. There's some weird thing that happens here where the ghost, for some reason, is changing its pathing based on where you're standing over there. I got nothing. I don't know. Yeah. They're not death barrels. They're magical barrels. Yeah, that's twins. Yeah, a little ridiculous. Hopefully they'll fix it. It has problems walking there with the events too. Yeah, it's like it can't path there if you're standing in a certain spot. They are now the barrels of life. Yeah. But while they're fixing it, while there, they could also make it less likely for the ghost to walk behind those damn things. Because that is also rough. All right. Tweens. Nice. Since you update your game bugs hard. Oh, I think it happens to a lot of people, friend. You're not alone. You're not alone. All right. We go again. Where do you guys want to go? Where? We've done Nels. We've done Willow. We've done Camp Woodwind. You guys decide. Do I have a tutorial video on YouTube? I'd say the chances are high. Yeah, you could probably find one on there somewhere. 1 through 14. You guys choose. I'll give you guys like 60 seconds and then we'll hop back into another map. Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. A tutorial of what? I don't know. They just asked general tutorial, so I just figured I'm sure there's one there somewhere. Could be anything. Hi, Rose. How are you? Being a sausage pro? Oh yeah. That's definitely there. My favorite map is Willow, and I can't wait until they update it. Can't wait. Saw the video on the old Tanglewood. I loved it. So I'm here now. Well, welcome in, friend. Welcome. Wonder if it's reading the barrels and hiding extended, but the ghost is still reading line of sight, so it changes. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. No clue. All right. 5 seconds and we'll end it. And then we'll see where we're going. All right. To Point Hope. To Point Hope we go. Sounds good. Let's go. Let's all go. Hey, Courtney. Feeling better, friend. Thank you. Yeah, feeling so much better compared to a little over a week ago.
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports.
Wait, I don't see red in the truck.
It looks like they left in a hurry.
I don't think this is, right? Watch it be at the top. It probably will be. I would almost guarantee it. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in. Hello. I would almost guarantee it. Do you think they might mess up Willow a little bit? I know. As of right now, you question it, but I think that one's not going to be under a time constraint. So I imagine that'll be better. Jay Bailey. No Banshee. Oh, no dying. Okay. Ah, yeah. See, there was no red in the truck. I didn't think so. Do I have the Ferryman of the Drowned card? I do. We solved that riddle the first day it was released. Yes, sir. We solved it live on stream. It was awesome. All right, give me that. Give me this. Give me this. Go like this. We'll get the video camera in a second. There are worse places to be trapped? Oh, like high school. I think we'll just go temps. Oh, hey. Found the bone this time. Are you doing another not challenge soon? Probably. I imagine so. All right, no swinging temps as of right now. The juice. There we go. All right, let's keep looking. Nothing standing out just yet. What is the not challenge? It is where we are not allowed to use certain items that are randomly chosen. Watch it be all the way downstairs and I'm just going all the way up here. Never mind, it's here. Son of a bitch. Found it. Found it. High school's so big you still get lost. That's fair. Time to reset. Well, we're going home. Ay. I didn't see what the curse was either. Could have been worse. I mean, barely. Ever had a challenge where you have to end the stream if it's a ghost that you rolled on? No. Karen, have you ever thought that maybe people don't want to answer where they're from? Yeah, continually asking them is not going to give you a good result. I have ferryman by accident. I think someone else did it. Oh, maybe they did it. Maybe, I mean, if you were in a lobby with people and then they did it and you didn't notice, that could absolutely be possible. That 100% could have happened. Stab. All right, let's go. Hey, Dead End, how are you? Could always ask the ghost. This is true. Do you think high school would be more enjoyable if it was like semi-restricted? No, I think high school would be more enjoyable if it was more custom. I think high school is just a copy paste from ages ago that's just really boring. It's Nightmare. So if they fix that, I think that'll help. Custom how? By them making it. Yeah, the high school, none of that map was custom by them at all. It was literally Lego pieces. They just purchased the assets and placed them in wherever they wanted them. Point Hope, they made all this. Like all of this, they made it all. All right, no Orbeez. No monkey paw. Good to know. Let's put our book down there. Check our temps again. Out of the Diner and Hope, what is your favorite Easter egg? Why is it? Okay, freeze. I was going to say, that is freezing, right? It's not bugged out? Okay. I have freezing temps. Turn on. You know, I think I enjoyed solving the Point Hope one more than I enjoyed solving the one in Nels. I feel like this one was trickier, and I like that because I like puzzles. So it was cool to figure this one out. I feel like this was harder. I think what was tricky about Nels is we thought there might have been more to it. Oh, I wasn't checking for cursed. God dang it. Is it the mirror? No, it might be Frank. Any chance of a carnival in the making? Well, we do know that there's like a carnival-esque style reskin that's going to be happening to Camp Woodwind at some point for Alan Wake. We know that. No cards. What is it? Yeah, we saw the image of that. So we know that's happening. Nels is quicker too because you don't have to go up 10 floors. That is correct. No, not Waluigi board, Luigi board. I have it. It's back there in my background. All right, I still see the pen on the book, so the ghost has not given us any writings. There's no orbs to be had. Haven't seen dots yet, but we'll see. No, it was a cough. It wasn't a sneeze. Yeah, I keep coughing. I keep trying to mute it. Yeah. Okay. No info. Let's go. Give me. Taking. Wait, do I need to get below 25? I do not. Okay. Good deal. Like how long that even takes. The tactical mutes. Gotta be the dragon. You're good, friend. No worries. You thought I was just dabbing for no reason? That makes sense. Hey, Gabe. I hope the Alan Wake update. Alan Wake event isn't as broken as the... yeah. Hopefully, with it being a one-time event and this being a collaboration that they are doing with another company, that a lot of work was put into it. So, I can only assume it can only be released if they agree with the state that it's in. So, I'm hopeful for it. I really am. No music box. Franklin? What the hell am I missing? Lemire. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Bro, what the hell? No UV. What are we missing? So I have freezing temps and that's it so far. Oh, I didn't even check for the Ouija. I didn't even check for the Waluigi. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It might be the Ouija board. I checked for tarot cards. They weren't there. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Very unlikely. Oh, Jesus Christ. EMF 5. Jin, Oni, Shade, or twins? Get up. Jin, Oni, Shade, or twins? Very shady? No, it's not very shady. It's throwing stuff with me in the room. It hasn't ghost farted on us, right? Not yet. I didn't think so. Imagine if I had EMF here. Oh, that would have been such gold. To get the Jinn to use its ability, you have to be near it, which is really unfortunate as a solo player. I'm sorry. Am I so weak I can't throw this up there now? Cool. Have it. Stay there then. Yeah, there it is. Right there. There you go. Jinn, Oni, or twins. Okay. Oni or twins. Thank you. Calling Oni. We'll see. Hasn't evented very much. How do you use the Ouija board? You click on it, then you ask it questions. Never let my friends forget the Jinn will turn on the lights on purpose just to trip the breaker. Oh, well, okay. I mean, you can't, I don't know if you can just pin it on the Jinn and be like, it's doing it on purpose. Well, if you have enough light switches on and then the Jinn flips a light switch, yeah, it could kick the breaker. Very, very true. But all that means, if that's true, if that's like what just happened to me, then what should happen is all of the light switches that were on should be in the off position now. That's what it should be. One of your twins. Well, you're not venting very much. You know what? Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. I just realized I haven't seen any of the drops pop up things. Yeah, drops are on. Unless you already have it. Which is definitely possible. Let's go. Because see, all of these switch, you see the switch is still in the on position. That means the ghost kicked the breaker. If it would have tripped the breaker from turning on too many switches, all those switches would be off, and they're not. So, no Jinn. A ghost fart would be nice because then it would solve a hunt. Check another one. Yeah, give it a try. Bitch. It just kicked the breaker again. Listen here, dirtbag. I'm about to not put this crucifix down and just make it hunt. It's giving Oni. Well, it should be eventing on me then, yeah? Man, I couldn't even tell my headlamp was on. Holy shit. Why does it feel so dark? Time for some hide and seek? Yeah, I think so. Might have to. As of right now, it's not feeling like an Oni, but I mean, it could be. Do I have hiding down here anywhere? Wait. Hold on. I'm taking you away. let's see. Ah! It does. Nice. I mean, some lights would be nice. All right, let's go get the Ouija. Let's go turn the power on and get the Ouija board. That is the plan. Madge, thank you for the biddies. J-Man, thank you for the sub. Welcome in, dude. Stop it. Kosi said no lights for you. I mean, it could be a lazy Oni. Maybe. Turn that off so we're not wasting as much juice. Go in here. And now we drain our sanity. And then we're going to have it hunt and we're going to listen. Just got the drop. Nice. Okay. Hi, Bruce. How's the parrot doing? Oh, it's been better. Where are you? Where's the bone? Where are you? It's twins. It's twins, Basil. Twins. An issue when I used the cameras because the TV screen was totally black. And I somehow made my whole screen black even without the cams. I have no idea. No clue. Yeah, it wasn't feeling like an Oni. Not a single event the entire time we're there. It could have been a lazy Oni, but nah. Nah. Is that the fast or the slow twin? The fast twin. That's faster than normal speed. It's a cursed hunt, so it's going to take a little bit. So that's okay. Not a big deal. There it is. You know, because Point Hope is so vertical, I don't even care. We got the ghosty. That's what matters. That's what matters. Well, Psycho, welcome in. Twins in a row. Yeah, yeah. Think it was faster? Oh yeah, I knew it was faster. And when you just have a normal speed ghost and a fast or slow ghost you're going against, it makes it really easy to figure out what it is. Do the lights always turn off when a hunt ends? Yes. Yep, if the lights are on, it'll turn off. Yes, sir. Well, when in Rome, might as well pick you up. Son of a bitch. All right, well, we wait. On Nightmare? Yep. Indeed we are. Saving Bruce. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the hunt to end. So rather than sitting here trying the door, I'll just try the light switch. As soon as I can flip the switch, we know the hunt's over. It's way better than spamming the door. It's a cursed hunt, so fair enough. It's a medium map. It's going to be a bit longer. But with how high it is up, like on the map, we shouldn't see it at all. It should be okay. Kind of missed the bug they had when the crucifix burning would cause the lights to shut off. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. It was a bug forever that they finally had fixed. There we go. Come on, Bruce. Let's go home. Oh, sorry. There we go. I was gonna say, so when you get... I'm holding Bruce with my teeth. It makes sense if you don't think about it. All right. Twins. Yeah, that was a bug. The lights going off because the cruci got burned. That was a bug. That was not intentional. Yeah. It makes sense if we don't think. No, it makes sense if you don't think about it. Yeah. Twins. Stinky Point Hope. Shoulder shark. Shoulder shark. Okay. Let's go again. All right, friends, the vote is live. 1 through 14. Where do you want to go? Yeah, today's a shorter stream. I mean, I normally go till about 4 p.m. my time, but I'm ending today in probably 30-ish minutes because I've got a kiddo that has an activity coming up and I want to make sure that I'm done in time to get him on the road. So, well, just a little bit early. Just a little bit, just a wee bit. And then tomorrow night, we have the weekly to do. And then after we do the weekly, I'm not sure what my plan is. And then Tuesday morning, we're going to be doing the Alan Wake stuff. Possibly last game? Maybe. It might be. Guess it depends on how long the hunt is. Colt, thank you for the sub. Welcome in, dude. We'll see. All right. You guys I'm going to give you 25 more seconds and then we're going to close it. Do we know what the weekly is? If I go back through and look through my weeklies, I could figure it out. I don't remember what comes after no evidence, but I have yet to miss a weekly ever since they started. So I could go back through and see which one is next. Why aren't you guys getting it a day early? Oh, I don't know. I don't mind. It might just be easier to make it especially for something like this to all come out at the same time. Maybe okay, I'll be honest. If there is some sort of community point system thing for this, I'm going to be a little disappointed because I really hate it. I've never been a fan of it since they started doing it. The community point system where we all get points for doing hunts and then it all goes to the community pool and then you earn stuff. We will never fail that because they will never allow it to be failed. Never. Never. There's going to be, I almost guarantee there will be one. That's the last thing I'm going to worry about. I don't care about a point system. I don't care. Just give me something unique, man. Yeah. Oh, Blather, you're okay. I'm a newish player. It just doesn't seem like they put in much effort. No, you're right. They didn't. Blather, you're right. I'm sure that they did, but there's so much that was wrong with it that it overshadowed all the cool things about the update. So yeah, it was a hard drop for sure. A hard drop for this one. It should not have gone out the way that it did. Sunny Meadows. Okay. You got it. This might be a good one. We might end on this one. We'll see what happens. The next weekly is Apocalypse. Oh, sweet. Awesome. I'm going to try to do that one with the way that it is right now. Cool. I guess we'll try our best. Been having a hard time with this weekly. Have any advice? If you have a really hard time with no evidence, maybe try running it with some friends. Could be worth a try. Because if you don't have the knowledge of the ghosts, doing a no evidence run can be pretty difficult. But there's a lot of weeklies that are not as hard. It's still worth it in my opinion because you might get lucky and you might get ghosts that you know. So if you're doing a no evidence run and the ghost charges at you and then stops running really fast and is really, really slow, you know that it's a Dio, right? So you might get lucky. Not the Meadows. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Time for me to watch them APOC tutorial vids. Just got the weekly solo. First time solo no evidence after 30,000 tries. But you got it though. You got it though. You came out of the truck. Princess life was gone and you did it. That's what matters. All right, let's go to Sunny. Or if you get orbs. Oh yeah. If you get orbs, it's a guaranteed mimic on a no evidence run. And just a pro tip. Yes, you can't see it with me right here. But if you have the ability, if you know how to read the chart and see a possible EMF 5 on the no evidence runs for the weeklies from Phas, you can still see it here because for some reason they never stopped that from happening. So you can still see EMF 5 on that board. Yeah. You got orbs. See, that's the way to go, man. It's the way. All right, Sonny. This is still broken. Susan Martinez. Escape. Capture a video and firelights. Well, let's see if we get lucky and find some orbs somewhere. You never know. Is that a bug or a feature? Being able to see EMF. My guess, I mean, I would say, is it a bug or feature? Yes. I think it was an unintentional side effect that they never intended to fix. That's my guess. We're not going to see orbs in the hallway unless I get really lucky and we see it pop out of one of those doors, which is unlikely. It has endless amounts of features. That's right. All right. I don't see the power out there. I don't think. It's right here. Okay. Power's in the front. You never know, man. It's worth a try. Sometimes you can see the orbs in this window because that's in the kitchen in the back. Just have an orb just pop out into the hallway for a second. Just a little boop. Just a little boop. That'd be sick. It's not going to happen, though. It's nice because it rewards veteran players. Yeah, it does. But again, that's not intentional. There's no way they were like, you know what we could do? We'll leave this here. Because there was a spell of a time where it was even easier to read EMF 5 on this board. And they tried to say that they made it where you can't read that anymore. And that's just a lie. That's not true. You can absolutely read EMF 5. I don't know the last time that I saw EMF 5 on that board and I was wrong. I can't tell you. Because we almost always can understand what it looks like. It's either EMF 5, a ghost event, or a poltergeist that did two things at once to make it look like an EMF 5. But we've taken all those things into consideration when we think it might be EMF 5. All right. We just immediately turn this on and start walking. This is the way I do this. Because you never know. All right, we have hiding here. That's nice. Advice for big maps, parabolic microphone. For sure. Yeah. Oh, bleh. Well, we can drain our sanity, I guess. Ugh. What up, Jake? So, hey, how are you? All right. Well, time to start doing some laps, I suppose. See what we can find. Get these lights on. There we go. I'm going to start left. You know what? Watch. It's going to be over there. I'm going to start to the right. How do you find your way out of big maps as a beginner? Well, getting used to the maps is going to be how you figure your way around. But if you're really, really struggling to figure it out, you could look up maps. There's tools online that, like in my Discord, I have the maps of all the maps. But yeah, experience, man. Playing with others, that can be helpful. Hey, Vibe, I appreciate you, man. Jewel, I'm good. How are you? All right, so what we're doing right now is we're just walking around hoping that the ghost will make some noise. Make some noise or just reveal where it is, because right now we have no clue. Love you. Longest time I thought there was only the wings on this map. Oh. It was Landon. He was getting beans. He's getting beans. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. What's up, Kay? Welcome in. Obi. What's up, Shrimpy? Cobra. Hello. Halo. Thank you for the 4-month prime. I saw a clip that a shade can't do a singing event. Is this true? We believe so. Yeah, I don't think there's been any word from the actual Kinetic team about it, but from all the experience. But from all the experience from all the players that have been playing the game, they've not had a shade do it. Why the hell is the front of my parabolic translucent? I noticed it when I was walking by. I'm like, why is that see-through? Features. Features. Oh, it's a ghost mic. Is that kind of like the ghost book thing? Why should it not? Should the front of this microphone, that is the metal piece, not be translucent? No. No, it should not be. Is there new animations for dying and being revived? Yes, and they're really cool. Yeah. That sounds healthy. Thank you, Grumpy. Oh, is it going to be in like the kitchen? I ain't heard no ghosty nowhere. It's we haven't heard it like below us, above, like in this floor, all the way up there, all the way back here. God damn it. Better for not blocking the screen. Yeah, that seems pretty unintentional. I can only assume that's been reported, but I'll report it. Update annoys you. Oh, it annoys many. You're not alone. It's a shared experience with everybody. For now, we'll save. Hey, Daywalker, how are you? Ghosty, ghosty. Give me the news. Game yesterday where with a friend where he would take stuff into the house, but it would still be in the truck for me. Oh, weird. Hate it. Oh, found you, you little bastard. That does sound like a desync. It's not a mare. Hello, Bobbit. What the hell did I... Oh, there it is. All right, Ghosty's here. Thank you, gamer. How do you wear as Ghost using this microphone? What? How do you wear as Ghost using this mic? I'm assuming what that means is, how do you know where the Ghost is using the microphone? We know where the Ghost is if you hear it on the microphone, because you'll hear the Ghost make noise and it'll show you the direction with the tier 3. So I got lucky in a sense where, you see right there, I just threw an object. I know that that was in front of me to the right. But typically you'll use this. I didn't have to use it this time because the Ghost turned on a light switch and I knew that it was the Ghost. I didn't do that. That was my first time even walking over there. Godzilla had a stroke. I'm so sorry. I might have as well. I tried. All right. Take some sanity and then we'll go get some stuff inside of that room. Okay. Stab. Might be able to double this one. The difficulty is on Nightmare for this. Nightmare. Oh, I can't even take another one. That's a good sign. Okay, good. Put you there. Let's put, we'll try Spirit Box and we'll do dots this time. And it's not a mare. Oh, yeah. That's right. I gotta mark that down. The Ghost turn on a light switch and mares can't do that. So that's how we can go ahead and mark that Ghosty off. The cursed is the summoning circle. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Ghosty name? Susan Martinez. Susan. So if I want to drain my sanity, I can use that. Beyond that, I'm not a big summoning circle fan. I'm really not. How do you make Nightmare seem easy? Oh, it's not easy every time. But many an hour in the game will definitely help you, friend. Many an hour. Did you turn on this light too? Bitch. Which room are you in? Oh, you're here. Oh, well, that makes it easier. Oh, you sick son of a bitch. It farted on me. Whoops, wrong thing. Where are you? Oh. All right. We've got Orbeez. Yes, we do. I didn't have a thermo in here. Okay, we need to check for UV. We need to check for freezing. Ghost fat. Okay. We got to make sure we don't have a Mamake. Mimic is absolutely on the table. Orbs, spirit box. Dian, Onryo, Yokai, or a Mimic. Been having some issues getting the spirit box to give me an answer as well since the update. There's Firewolf. I've heard that from a lot of people. A lot of people. Watch out, it talks. The drop is this. You have until tomorrow to earn it. You have until tomorrow. No, its name is, the ghostie's name is Susan. We can't cross it off. No, no crossy offies. No. We gotta hope that it'll touch a door though, because I want to put this crucifix in there. I hate using the flashlight with the update because I get tripped up every time I try to grab an object. I think I have an empty slot and I try to turn the light out. Yeah, I know. It's a little wonky. It is definitely a little weird. I'm hoping that people have just been continuously giving feedback about that stuff so that they improve it. Hey, Polly, welcome back. Yeah, Freya, there's many people that have been having issues. Make sure to report it to their Discord server or to their website if you're having issues. If you ever have issues, report, report, report. Best thing you can do. Report, report, report. Okay, no freezing. Hey, can you touch a Nor? Hey. Hey. Door, a light switch. Name being the first thing you check is a pretty smart thing to do. Yeah. Mr. Doc, hello, sir. Happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Doc. Happy Mother's Day to the mother of all kinetic partner Blood Moon hacks. What kind of a message is that? All right, the odds of it being Obak. Well, wait, it can't even be an Obaka, right? You were not even there. Okay. Ooh. That was awfully close. Big fan of the Doc stash. You should be. Everyone should be. And to Mrs. Flash as well. Thank you, Mr. Doc. I hope that you guys have been having a good day, sir. Would you shut up? Okay. I'm not getting freezing. I have a feeling it is a Dian, an Onryo, or a Yokai. So let's see if we can cross out Onryo. We're going to try. We are going to try. No, it's not. I wasn't getting freezing and I'm not getting UV. So I don't think so. What map do I like the most? Willow. What's my favorite ghost to mimic? What ghost do I hate the most? Either a Shade or a Yurei or a Gorya. Favorite piece of equipment? I don't know. Probably dogs. Kelsey, thank you for the prime. Thank you so much, friend. Welcome in. Hello, hello. All right. Oh my God. Allergies. Allergies. All right. We're dying. Let's do firelights. Firelights and crucifix. I think that's the way. We'll see what we can do. Warming up to the Onryos. Love their ability. It's their ability has been like here or there. It's like it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's a little jank, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna go in there with the crucifix and we're gonna get it to blow out the firelights so we can try to see if it's an Onryo. Hey, Demon, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. All right, so that's there. Let's put this one here. So what we want is we want the ghost to blow out this firelight twice in 20 seconds. Because if it does that, then we know we have an on-reel. Hey, gamer. How are you? I'm good. Ghosty. Here, I'll go over here. Ghosty. If I'm talking and it decides to hunt, then we can cross off Onryo, and then the chances are that it's a yokai. Ghosty. Where you at, bruh? Blow it out again. Do it again. It's going to take too long. Ain't going to happen. Oh, you're a hooker. Ghosty, hello. So the Onryo, the same firelight blown out in 20 seconds for some reason. No, it's the, if it blows out the same firelight twice in 20 seconds, Onryo. It has to be the same one. Usually, why when it blew out my firelight did it make a clicky noise? You know what? I'm not going to light this again. I'm going to let it blow out the third. Is it me or they changed the hunt for the Dio? Hey, bruh, blow up my firelight, bruh. It's giving us... What you might have been thinking about is this timer. That's a little sus. That's a little sus. That was definitely within the Onryo time. And I was not talking. I would love to see it do it, though. I would love to see it blow out this firelight twice. That, for me, is like the thank goodness. Because the Onryo ability can be a little bit weird sometimes. How much longer? Probably not too much longer. No, I've got to cut it short today. Got to get a kiddo to an activity today. Love the new update, but it seems really buggy overall. It's great. There's things I like about it. There are things I like about it, and there's things I like the idea of. It's just the execution was not done very well. No, you can still get the drop. It's just going to be from another Phasmo streamer. So I'll raid into somebody else playing Phasmo. That's all. Dude, I think it's actually faster to place the firelight down and light it that way than lighting it in your hand. Oh, would you just do it already? Thought it was streamer specific. Nope. As long as they're playing Phasmo and they have drops enabled. Nope. It's available for everybody. Pamela. Young lady. But yeah, and then tomorrow will be normal. That shouldn't do that. Tomorrow will be a normal time stream. But you can also do this Onryo check with your lighter as well. It's just... There it was. It literally blew it out the second that I relit it. That's the Onryo. That's what we wanted. Now we're talking here. Now we're talking over here. Hey, I need a video of you. You want to do that real quick? Hey, what's up, Zen? Do you get early preview? No, everybody gets it at the same time, which I guess we're assuming is probably going to be like 7 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, I think. I don't know. We haven't heard much about it. Hey, bruh, what you doing, bruh? Now we're cooking with sauce. Ghost, Pam, can you ring your rosies or something? Oh my God. What the hell? Pam. Had a ghost named Mariah Carey. There's been some really interesting ones. You can literally see the camera shaking. I'm so nervous. Pam. Oh my God, it's not even, it's this door. You're such a troll, dude. Pamela. I know, think of the 3 months. 3-month anniversary. Thank you so much for the sub, friend. Oh my God, would you with it? No. Ghost wants to troll me a little. Well, it's working. God dang it. We'll go this way. What is my objective for today? Live. Survive. Side note, this switch has never done anything. Since this map was created, this switch does 0. Has never done anything. I assume it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, nothing. Nope. Never. Has never. All right. I think what we're going to do. I don't want to use it. But we're going to do it. I'm going to go take sanity and then we're going to use the circle. I've got to do it. Is this too many lights? I hope not. Hey, there we go. Numerous complaints about the ghost starting a hunt within the cruisy range. I heard someone saying something about that earlier too. Yep. Ooh, ads are playing. Oh. Ooh, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Okay. Once ads are done, then we'll go back in and we'll do the things. I'll go ahead and I'll wait. See if we can get it. Wasn't that the dog switch that puts in the blood moon mode? Oh no. Oh no. Pressed it too early. Used to have one of those in my house, a light switch that doesn't work, but my dad rewired it so that it turns an outlet on or off, which then turns on or off the dog filler. Hey, that's cool. So yeah, so that means it was a switch plug that wasn't working. There's a good chance what was happening is that the plug itself, IRL talk here, is that the plug was dead. So it maybe just had to get replaced. But with a switch plug, what happens is one side of the plug is connected to a switch, and then the other side of the plug is connected to your power, so it's always constantly got juice. So that way, whenever you turn on the switch or turn it off, you're basically connecting or disconnecting that connection that allows it to have power or take away power. So switch plugs are normally used for floor lights, typically. Anything you want to have a quick ability to turn on and off from a switch, that's usually what they're used for. But if you ever want to get rid of a switch plug because you don't give a shit, what you can do is you can go into the plug. There's a little metal piece that's on the side that separates it. If you break that little metal piece off, it will then continue the connection throughout and it'll be forever on. Checked out earlier, had a lot of potatoes. He seems jolly. I'm probably gonna watch after. I don't know what that means. Been taking notes on the stream for the ghost to help you when you play solo. Nice. There's also, if you need some more information, the unofficial Phasmo cheat sheet is a very amazing tool done by a lot of very educated Phasmo peeps. It's not directly connected with Kinetic in any way, but a lot of amazing information that they verify thoroughly. Yeah. So phasmocheatsheet.com will take you to that site. It's an amazing site. Never knew Flash knew this much about switches and plugs. I was an electrician for like a year. Yep. Before that, I was a fire alarm technician for like 2 years. I've done a few different kinds of jobs in my life. Yeah. Yeah. I've done a couple things. Couple stuff. Yeah. Ludio, thank you for the follow. Kamikaze, thank you. Just. Sanil, I think I pronounced that incorrectly. I don't know. Thank you. All right, 20 seconds. 20 seconds and we go back in. Cheat sheet is amazing. Should you have ads? Oh, you might not. It's if the ads are not actually being played in your region, then you won't get them, which is cool because then you don't have to watch them. Yeah, the only reason we even play them or like run them like this is because we have to. So that I would not run ads if I didn't have to. Is that why you're Flash? That is not why my name is FlashForce. No. My name is not based off of being an electrician for a year. Get out of here. All right. Let's take some sanity. Hopefully, I can only take like 1 or 2 of these. Our goal here is we are going to go make Pam hunt with the circle and get a video of her, and then we're going to escape. I think that is the plan. Break, I swear to God. I swear to God. Give me this. Give me another one of those. We just need the video and the escape, right? Cool. All right. I'm going to light like 1 or 2 candles and take some sanity. Hopefully that'll do the trick. We'll see how fast we can be. Scorpio, oh my God. Yeah, and now my job is I've been a professional video editor for like 9 years. That and a cinematographer. All right. Gotta expedite this process a little bit. I gotta be at the ready with the freaking video camera, I guess. Yeah. We've got a couple backup smudgies here just in case things go awry. All right, let's do this. Light 3. It's Kazoon tight. Okay. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail at this. She's a crawler. She's a crawler. Eat smudge. Eat. Num num. Eat smudge. I can imagine the horror the apocalypse would be now. Seriously. Check, please. Ding, fries are done. Oh my God. I would love for the light to illuminate the wall and not just the switch. What is this? What is this shit? Mistakes? All shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. Neon? As great of a quote that is. All right, we got it. We got it. We're out of here. Hi, caramba. Oops, sorry. I don't think you are. Front desk service is atrocious. Ringing the bell, nobody's even helping. This place sucks. All right, better be an Onryo. If it's not an Onryo, we're gonna ban somebody at random. You better hope it's not you. Let's go, Onryo. Nice. Telling you that 20-second rule with the Onryo, like them people finding that out is wild. But the fact that there is a cooldown for every ghost except the Onryo, where when it blows out a firelight, it cannot blow out another one for 20 seconds. But the Onryo, like you saw with this, can instantly blow it out again. So that's cool. I like that. I don't know if that is supposed to be that way or not. If it's supposed to be, that's great, because it's another way to test it. If it's not, well, I hope they leave it alone, because I like it. I dig. Okay. That is definitely going to be the last hunt of the day, because it is 3 o'clock. I'm good on time. I don't have to leave for a bit, but I just wanted to make sure that we were at a good stopping point, which we are. We're at a solid stopping point. You forgot the bone. Okay. All right. But thank you, friends. Let's go find someone to raid into. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. YouTube and Keek, thank you guys so much. As always, you guys are amazeballs. Let's go find a friend to say hi. I think the 20-second for the Onryo is as designed. I hope so. I haven't heard them talk about it, so I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look through the logs and see if anybody asked like, hey, is this supposed to be this way or is it not? I don't know. But guys, I hope you had an amazing day so far. Again, happy Mother's Day to anybody that is celebrating today. I hope it's a freaking good one. I'll make sure to give the missus everybody's love, of course. But of course. Okay, we'll stop those for an hour. There we go. Night, Carrie. Thank you, friend. No, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you. If you're a mom, just know that you mean the world to many. Too many. No, thank you guys. I'm going to take you, if you're still earning your drop, you still have a chance. I'm taking you somewhere to continue earning it. You have till tomorrow. Probably, I would assume in the morning to get it, which is like 15, 16 hours away. So you still have time, but I would definitely get it sooner rather than later. That's for sure. Tis for sure. Okay. All right. All right, friends. I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. As always, I will be live tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We will do the weekly. And then after the weekly, I don't know what we're going to do, but I guess we'll figure it out from there. But you guys are awesome. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.